Hey everybody, welcome back to Loot Patrol. We're playing some more Toll Soldiers Complete. I've got a link to the brand new Discord down in the description. Liking this little game so far, a little plastic army man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Definitely
It's
has that
Brennan's-
like kind of fun, just looking for a quick. What was that? Okay, whatever. It works for me.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. It took away our helicopter.
Wait, it took our
Oh, and
helicopter.
I don't have a helicopter. Well, we cranked up the difficulty up to hard, so it should be harder now.
All right, so I did mortar and machine guns up front. If we want to do some anti-tanks, kind of further back.
I'm gonna do some anti-air as well.
Ooh, I like it.
See that there's going to be aircraft.
I dig it. I dig it. So to kind of continue our conversation from the last episode, are there any games that you can think about that are like mainstream titles that like you were excited for and you thought you were gonna like it, and then when you tried them, they just like you were just like, I don't get the hype. I don't see it. That doesn't appeal to me.
Ooh. The Pokemon games.
Fair.
It'd be the Pokemon games. I was super into the show as a kid, but we never got any of the Nintendo systems, so I couldn't try any of them out. But I loved the idea of Pokemon. I played Stadium over at my cousin's house, so I thought it was going to be like Stadium, like more of like a fighting, but you still kind of choose moves kind of game.
Right.
And I was surprised that so many people still played Pokemon, even though, like, on the surface at least, it's really basic. Like, if you have a better type, you just kind of win.
Right. I definitely I see that too, especially because like when you play a game like World of Warcraft and their pet battle system is essentially the entire Pokemon game built in as just this like extra small feature. It kind of like is like, well, why would I pay full price for this game that essentially like the only upside is like I get to have Pikachu. For me, mine has to be. And I know that I'm gonna get some hate for this one, but the Dragon Age games. I've tried the Dragon Age games a couple times, and I just that's just how I kind of felt every time. Like, okay.
I can see that for sure. I played a little bit of Origins, and I played some of Inquisition. I think I actually bought Inquisition. Well, anyway, I enjoyed them when I played them, but I also didn't realize that you're supposed to like leave the starting area. If you don't leave the starting area, it's really like you could just be lost doing hundreds of hours in that first grassy hill zone.
Oh.
So that's why I kind of like played the crap out of it, and then realized I didn't actually play the crap out of it.
I think what it is for me, like what kind of deters me from them, is just the amount of dialogue. Because I also struggle with games like Cyberpunk or The Witcher 3. Even though they're fun games with really fun gameplay, I definitely have my moments where it's like, okay, I'm over this conversation. Like I want to just go.
Like I don't
just
feel
wanna
like
play.
talking to you, Johnny.
Exactly, and then like you're like, okay, I'm done, and then another dialogue box, and then another dialogue box, and I'm like, I just want to go shoot someone with cybernetic enhancements. That's all I want to do.
Just want to shoot someone in the face. Leave me alone.
Because when I do play RPGs, I definitely like stuff closer to like Oblivion and Skyrim, where you have a very quick like, hey, what's up? Hail Sithis, go kill someone. And you're like, all right, sounds good, my dude.
You're like, I can do that. I will kill somebody.
I was just about to
I have
complain.
no idea what the mortar is supposed to be used for.
I don't know. I think it's just supposed to be like a quick deterrent type thing. Like kind of slow him down, more of a crowd control. But it's so slow.
Can you remember the first game you played with an adult? Like a game an adult, somebody older showed you and played with you.
I'm trying to think, because I definitely know like
Or like an older teenager or something.
I'm trying to think, because I definitely like. I remember when my uncle and his friend let me play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas against my mom's will. I was not supposed to play it, and like my mom always kind of let me, like when she would play. My mom played Grand Theft Auto 3 when it came out on the original Xbox. Her and my uncle played through it together, and I would sneak out of my room to watch them play it, and there was always this kind of like understanding between my mom and I where it was like, if she didn't catch me, it was no big deal, but like if she caught me, like if I was loud enough and intrusive enough to get caught, like I had to go back to bed. But she still didn't want me playing the games. And so my uncle and his roommate from college came over, and they brought San Andreas with them. And I was like, can I play? Can I play? And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, we don't give a fuck. Play the game. Well, my mom called me at like 11:30 at night and was like, hey, just seeing how it's going. And I was like, oh, it's fine. And she was like, you're not playing that game, are you? And I was like, no. And then my uncle's roommate was like, Tyler, hand me the controller. It's my turn. And I got caught. Like, I was like, are you fucking serious? Really? This is how it gets caught? Yep. And that's how I got caught. And that's like the first one that I can really think of. Because like, I remember the first game that, actually the first video game I ever played ever. I do remember it. It was Duck Hunt. And we didn't have a game console at the time. And my mom was house sitting for someone who had an original Nintendo. And so while we were at their house, her and I played Duck Hunt together. And it was the first time I ever...
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever had played a video game.
I never played Duck Hunt.
It was cool for the time. One of those, like, you know, Nintendo loves its gimmicks. So it was all like, oh, look, you can have a gun and shoot the duck.
Oh, man. First game I played with them. Man, I don't know. I do remember sneaking off to my friend's house, and his older brother had Resident Evil 2. It had just come out or whatever. Or at least I thought it had just come out. I have no idea how accurate that was. But, I was like, oh my gosh, I hear like, oh, the kid's playing it. I'm gonna try it. And I'm like 6, you know? So I played it, and I remember I was okay, and then there was the part where like the arms like break through the garage door and they're trying to grab you, or like the wall, and they're trying to get you. That's like, ow!
That's
I
awesome.
like covered my eyes and couldn't play it. Oh dude, we're getting poked in the rear end over here.
So, you remember the game Fatal Frame, right?
Of course I remember that game. That game was terrifying.
Yes, it was. So the first time I played that was another one of those, like, I didn't play it, but I got to watch, like, my older aunts and uncles play it.
Yeah.
And it definitely, that was one of those, like, I probably shouldn't have watched. Like, I was glad I did, because it introduced me to that series, and that series is fucking good. But, that was pretty terrifying for me. That was traumatizing.
Oh my goodness. Even when I was older, Fatal Frame is still creepy. I remember trying to fall asleep, and I like kept picturing there's this ghost in the game that she floats upside down, and she leans her head like looking at you and smiling, and she comes towards you and like tries to grab you while she's floating upside down. And I just remember I kept picturing her, like, as I closed my eyes, just floating over my bed, like, to try, like, going across my bed to try to get closer to me. And I would open my eyes, and of course there'd be nothing there. But I would think back about it, and then when I closed my eyes, I imagined her coming back through my door and going back towards me. Like, it's as if me opening my eyes set her back into the hallway.
Oh.
Ugh, so gross.
I believe in you.
That's a good game, though. It's a damn good game.
Yeah, I remember I was hanging out with my aunt Sarah and my aunt Melissa. They were actually the ones who got Fatal Frame the first time, believe it or not. Like the two people in my family that you would probably never think of playing a video game. They went to Blockbuster and they found the Fatal Frame game, and were like, "This looks creepy. Let's rent it." And so I watched the two of them play it the first time. And then they, of course, like showed it to my whole family. They were like, "You guys all have to come over here. This is the scariest game I've ever fucking seen."
I feel like the mortar doesn't do anything.
No, I know. I replaced one with the anti-tank. All right, Rambo. Do your shit. Yeah, look at you go. Look at you go.
Get out of here. Oh my gosh. He's so good.
He is good.
That's one for Jimmy.
Mission complete, sir!
Mission complete, sir. Right, we got this.
Get him.
Woo! Woo, doggy!
Oh my goodness.
Hellies, fast and low.
Hell, he's fast and low. I'm hitting.
Oh no, no, I'm not gonna. Don't. I'm almost to a battery. No!
Wait, ATVs? Is the anti-tank overkill for ATVs?
I don't think so. Time to upgrade some anti-tanks. Ooh, it's the final enemy wave too.
Okay, I think it's machine guns, but they're fast. Oh my gosh, look at them just pouring over.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna go hang out. With
The helicopter's up.
Oh yeah, the upgraded anti-tank is just as dope. And we did it!
We did it on hard too.
Nice. I dig it. And we got a copper medal. Bronze, that's bronze.
Bronze, copper, something.
It's not gold, that's all I know.
Here's your Olympic copper medal. He hands it to him and it's like slightly rusty. They just bend it in their hands.
All right, guys.
Well,
we'll see you guys next episode.
See you guys soon. Wow, a copper medal.
Shut up.
Shut up.